Ask X-File. X-File, help me with the enchant wardle. Isn't capsize 3? Reigns of Power. It was Reigns of Power. Just spelled not with a G. Write the command in the Moto chat. Should I send him the link to the clip? Please, please, please send him the link. Let's make some casual conversation. Good luck, have fun, smile. I gotta warm him up before I drop something like that on him. I'm not sure that X-File is a chat reader. Give him the old Reed Duke and saying good games after game 1. I could do that. That's a lot of bubble. Update the title. Modern challenge with Color Nissan. Color Nissan Ultima. And just shock this in. 3 AM challenge start for you. I mean, that's usually like when you're awake anyways, right? You win specific. Not most of the rest of the EU. The rest of the EU doesn't understand. They wouldn't understand. They don't get me. Harry mentioned me in a video? Oh boy. Endurance? I take endurance. Well, if my opponent fetches, I'm playing this endurance no matter what. Harry's too clickbaity. That's how you get the views. Clickbait actually works. Who would have thunk it? I'm gonna bolt this, see what they do. Yeah, imagine not buying them yourself. Couldn't be me. Oh wait, it was me. Dingo from the past. Man, Tears of the Kingdom has some good piano. Yeah, right there. That's some quality piano. Stupid, sexy Raugrin. I want to Solitude this. I don't think it's worth it to Solitude it to a degree, but I kind of want to just play Omnath and not have to worry about Counterspell. Now I'm going to get rid of this. I don't have to worry about Heat or Counterspell, since they already played their 4th land. I get to play Omnath and revel in my riches. Green, white, blue. Omnath, assemble. Not a fetch land. Chat discussion. Is game 1 GGBM? Yes or no? Yes. What if you lost and you said GG? Then is it BM? Okay, so if you win and you say it, then it's BM. But if you lose and you say it, it's not BM? Because Reed Duke does it all the time. It's the biggest taunt to get body combo. Is it taunt if you truly mean you're like, good games? Only Reed Duke can pull it off. It's beyond me. If you win, it's weird. If you lose, it's a bit weird. Write that down. Chat, write that down. Weird if win, weird if lose. Observatool, how you doing? Let me put the deck list up here. It should be the same as the last time I played it, so I'll just make it the current deck. The last time I played 4-color, it was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Set as current. Okay, so when you go to my stream decker, it should be at the top. It'd be like, this is set to your current deck. At least I hope so. Unless Stream Decker's just broken. Yeah. So if you're looking for it on the Stream Decker, it's right here at the top above all the rest of the decks. I was thinking, they're like, Boseiju. Well, Boseiju's not amazing. I kind of wish it was a fetch. I played Scam earlier today. We got kind of dumpstered. Don't tell DT. He's gonna rub it in. I'm gonna Unholy Heat Nissa. I think I'm gonna hold this Boseiju. I think in the upkeep, I'm going to Binding this Raugrin. Alright, the Raugrin's gonna hit me. It's over. Back it up. Yeah, losing out on this Veil was kind of weird. And he doesn't hit me. So, unless they're about to whip out a third color in their main deck. Fetch land. Yay. You got a fetch. I'm gonna get planes and I'm gonna fetch up. I'm gonna fetch up Disappointment. So, question. Do I attack them and go to 1? Or have them go to 1? I don't think so. I think that Raugrin hitting me is like probably gonna kill me. Imagine they hit a Fury or a Solitude. I'm like out of the game. I don't think I can attack here. Although if they hit Unholy Heat, then we should have attacked. But, you know, no way of knowing that for sure. Let's attack and then we'll play backup Omnath. They could have drawn a counterspell here. Chances they drew a counterspell. Somewhat unlikely. Teferi. Alright. DR Sizzle. Jam Tef. Pick up Leyline Binding. No, actually I'm gonna pick up their DRC. Yeah, I'll pick up the DRC. Make them chump with the Ragster. They can replay DRC next turn. Picking up the Leyline Binding just gives them another creature, so it's kind of pointless. For whatever reason, I was thinking there was nothing under this Leyline Binding, but it just gives them a Ledger Shredder. Not great for me. Yep. Okay, they drew Heat. Also not great for me. I think I'm going to leave this Misty uncracked in case I draw another Omnath or Nissa. Could have cracked it to gain some life. Bingo, boingo, bongo. That's the kind of draw we were looking for. To the Surveil top, they died. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Chalice on 1, I think, is something I want. Endurance is the giant killer's probably fine to go tutor up whenever I need it. Baja Blast or Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream. I haven't had the Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream. It doesn't sound particularly appealing. I'd probably go with Baja Blast. I like Dr. Pepper more than Mountain Dew, but strawberries is a weird flavor to have in your Dr. Pepper. Is it actually good for anybody that's tried it? As an EU, I don't understand what you just asked. Damn, no Taco Bell in the EU. Flavors of sugar water. Sugar water. I'm not very impressed by Fury either. I think I just got the Furies. Basic Island's kind of screwing me. You think this is a keep? Oh my god. If I whiff on another land, I just lose. I'm feeling lucky. I would keep and lose. I'm also going to keep and lose. We play 24 lands. Oh, giant killer. No, giant killer. That's plenty. No! Oh. Never didn't have it. This is getting counterspelled though. Yeah. Counterspelled so fast. I have this in the Blood Moon, I can just never win. I can probably play Nissa out. Consider bin steam vents, draw counterspell. Ragavan, why? Why? Why have you forsaken me? Feeling like stirring up debate in the chat. Chat, would I have lost this game if this were a turn 1 Death by Shaman instead? Discuss. Ba-dum. Oh, please. Getting so bodied right now. What an embarrassing game. This is the type of draw from Murktide that makes it just seem like the best deck in the format. Let's take the bigger threat out of the two here. What's the bigger threat? The Subtlety, which is 4 mana, or the Ragavan, which is 1 mana? Yeah, they're just missing the Murktide. You're saying there's a chance? So you're saying there's a chance? After all the whining? Come on. Come on. It's commentary. I'm giving commentary about the match at hand. Oh, it's a good draw. I think I hold Teferi bounce Leyline Binding and then still have Solitude available. I think I kind of like that. Bounce Binding. I could have started on Teferi. I probably should have. Another Teferi. Alright. Somehow we won that game. Kind of unbelievable. Wait, that was you, Salty Say Nick? I didn't realize that. GG's. Didn't even realize. I bought Zerta twice, I think, in 2 leagues. And I think I just looted it away too. I've pretty much just been using it to loot away, which is kind of nice. Just pick it up, loot it away. I cast it one time off of Plaza Mana Confluence or something. But it wasn't super relevant. I was playing Yogg. Yoggies. I'd make disappear in hand, but 1 mana. Yeah, make disappear would have killed me. For sure. I think it's worth it, depending the mana dork here. How do you like that creativity deck? Ending that as well. Get out of here. Rona plus Tyvar is just insane. Big fan of that deck. Oh, they're playing the Grazer build. DT, can you teach your disciples not to play the Grazer build? They've been infected and now everybody's playing the Grazer build. You gotta show them the light. You gotta show them all your trophies. There you go, buddy. You can have the Grazer back to your hand. Yeah, it blocks Ragavan. Gonna murder that Grist. Well, if they have Yogg here, they might be able to pop off a little bit. Maybe. They have another Grazer. And do we Yogg? Alright. Meet Solitude. Opponent. You will live alone. Yawgmoth. Norwegian, thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate you. Gonna kill Fury. Did not kill Fury. Only mostly killed Fury. So they could sack Grazer, hit Solitude, and then proliferate. Nissa. I think I want to go Nissa fetch land. Just see what's up. See what I get off of it before I bounce anything with Teferi. I get a forest. I can hold up endurance too. Solitude, huh? ET fans look away. Something horrible's happening right now. I'm gonna kill Fury Solitude and I get to bounce the Solitude back to my hand. Alright. Your go. I don't think I want too much in for this matchup. I think we have a pretty good matchup against Yogg. It'd be better if we had, like, Ephemerate. So we're not playing Ephemerate. I think we can probably go down on one Elesh Norn and, like, an Eladamri Skull. I still want to max out on the removal. Maybe down a Nissa. But Nissa finds me the best cards in the matchup, which are Solitude and Fury. I think let's side like this. I think having one Elesh Norn is still going to be okay. Gotta get those damn Grazers. Sense gas. We'll keep it. Oh, it didn't have a 1-drop. No Grazer. No Ignoble. I took the walk to Poland. I'm happy just casting Pending on this. What's up, Spartan? Yeah, let's cast Pending on this. I want to save Binding for Yogg or Grist. All of Roots is A-okay. Hapatra. I would have thought they would have cut Hapatra in this matchup. I just want to pass. I'm not missing my land drop this turn, so I don't need to Wrenn. Dun Saga took the night. How's your night? My night's okay. It could have been better. We kind of scrubbed out with Scam, but we've been running pretty hot since then. After playing Rogues, of course. I almost forgot about the Rogues. I like blanked that out of my mind. I think I'm gonna Binding this Hapatra. They're gonna get a Yogg and I can Solitude it. I'm gonna have to Solitude it now. I'll be back, I swear. I swear. I'll come back stronger. It's like an anime arc now. I think I get Breeding Pool. That's what you tell your wife when you go to the gym. I'll come back stronger. I'm gonna Solitude this while the fetch is on the stack. They might have Boseiju. If they have Boseiju, I'm kind of sad. Alright, no Boseiju. I figured they were gonna go get a Dryad Arbor. Land. Alright, I gotta return more fetches. I've got to get more fetches. That's the turn. Hold up Endurance, Solitude. Whatever we need. Eidolon. Oh no. My Wrenn. My infinite source of card advantage. What do they do with these surveils? They bin both. They put Twilight, Mire, and Forest in their graveyard. Bounce land. Bounce land in the passing of the turn. This is where we endure. I'm gonna leave this uncracked in case I draw Nissa. Got to get more pylons. Alright. I'll shock this in. Don't think taking the 2 is gonna be that big of a deal. Let's pass. More endurance. I wonder if I should have shuffled the Solitude and the Wrenn back in my deck. I don't need to. I think I can just chill. FOV. How'd they bring in FOV? I wonder what they thought I was gonna have. Draw a card. Razor, sure. Hapatra always looks so strong. Hapatra's trying her best. Alright. Keep generic Ragavan. Yeah, it looks like they're playing Breach. Mulligans to 6. But yeah, that pathway was like pretty atrocious, so I think I'm gonna cut those 2 pathways. I think I'd run like a blue-black pathway. This is correct, I agree. Green. Yep, that's getting met with a pending. Thank you, Andre. Appreciate that. Sapland and a pending. Get out of here. Hopefully they play like Ledger Shredder, and I can Teferi minus on the Ledger Shredder. They played a Ragster. They left up Spell Pierce, which means I'm going to pending the Ragster. And hold up Leyline Binding. I've been enjoying Karuga more. I can't play Karuga. Every time I play Karuga, I get stuck on 2 or 3 lands, and I'm just like, I just never draw another land. Karuga's not for me. I'm a Wrenn and Six stan all day. 55 minutes of Metroid ambience. Ambiance. And the Ragster. And the DRC. I think before this DRC comes down, I'm going to get my Leyline Binding Spell Pierce so that way they don't surveil. Oh, they just had a third Ragavan. More Ragsters. Here you go, opponent. Pretty good. I think I should probably Solitude the Ragavan. I don't want that thing hitting me. I'll save the endurance with her. 100% gonna bounce my Nissa. And attack my Teferi. Green, because I'm just gonna main phase endurance. Just gonna Triome here also. I'd draw an Omnath. I don't think I'd play an Omnath. I'm just gonna get a Triome, go green endurance. Just to make the breaches worse. You really want to experience Nissa Fetchland? Imagine being an arena player. Couldn't be me. Just a reminder for those of you joining us now, the Elementals deck is pinned at the top of my Stream Decker. Whenever it loads, it's right here under the star. This is where the Nissa deck is, and then here's where the Pioneer deck is. Purchase Giganta. I have a feeling this one's going to be a Fury. Got a good feeling about this one. Fury. Red. Yep. Sometimes you just have a good feeling, you know? That deck's very expensive. I definitely want the endurances. Chalice on 1 is probably good against them too. Whenever I bring in the Chalices, I take out the Lightning Bolts just to not have a non-bow. Explosives can be okay. I think Elesh Norn is a little bit lackluster in this matchup. I'm gonna cut the Elesh Norns. I don't think I have too much time to mess around with Call. I could probably cut the Call as well. I'm gonna cut both Calls and play one EE. I don't really like EE against them, but it might come up. I think I just need to maximize my... Holy moly. Maximize my holy moly. Stream Decker does not have Aftermath cards in the database, so the 3 missing slots are the Nissas. My Nissa. If they have a land, they might just jam my Nissa, which would be quite sad. Sadness. I think I just killed a Ragavan. Also Chalice on 0. I think I'd kill Ragavan. I think Ragavan needs to die. I'm about to lose my own Nissa. Yeah, if they fetch, they reveal their whole library. That's the right play here. So I could Teferi, try to bounce my Nissa back to my hand. That probably gets Spell Pierced. I could Chalice. That definitely gets Spell Pierced. I think I like Chalice on 1 plus Triome here. Yeah, let's go Chalice on 1 Triome. I think I like that the best. Why no Risen Reef? Because this is just better than Risen Reef. In my opinion. I think this is much better than Risen Reef. Ending the Chalice. Chalice down. And yeah, we're falling behind now. We might be falling too far behind. It's a lot of power. Well, let's get to look at their deck. Expressive Iteration. So they are playing Blood Moons. Put a card on top, which I imagine is probably a Blood Moon. They exile the Blood Moon. I don't think I get to play this game in fear of a Blood Moon. And I think instead, I'm going to have to fetch a Triome so that way I can go Chalice on 1 plus Leyline Binding, or better yet, Teferi plus Leyline Binding. I draw a land. I can't afford to play around Blood Moon with this particular hand. Start on the Binding on the Ledger Shredder. Then I'm going to Teferi bounce the Nissa back to my hand. Oh, you know what I could have done? Tap first. I don't want to let them connive. Letting them connive is not good. Bolting me. Why is bouncing the DRC better? They're both repowered. This one's mine. I get it back to my hand. I can go Nissa, land drop, Chalice on 1, and Binding. But they get to recast the DRC. They don't get to recast my Nissa. If I bounce the DRC, it's not a permanent answer to it. They just cast it again. Whereas I bounce my Nissa, it's a permanent answer. They don't get to cast it again. I'm gonna have to chump block here. I'm gonna hold this land. I guess I got punished for playing the Nissa beforehand. Yeah, that's probably a mistake. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have played the Nissa. I should have just bounced that and seen what happens. I was thinking, oh, I don't want them to interact with me, so I should play the Nissa first. To at least guarantee that I have a chump blocker. See if it costs us. Have Giganta Unknown in hand. Doing this to play around Spell Pierce. What a grindy game. I think we're dead to Breach. Fetch land. Binding. Acceptable. Binding number 500. I guess I should have played my land first. I'm going to play it to gain life anyways. Done that, float a white. And then I'll had all my mana up for nothing. Doesn't matter. Alright. Bolts Nissa. I'm gonna attack. I could hold back for dashing Ragavan, but I think I need to not play Afraid of Ragavan because I think I need to play more Afraid of Underworld Breach. Because that card's actually gonna kill me if they ever find it. I think it's gonna let them bolt me 4 times. So I think I need to get them dead relatively soon here. Alright, I'm gonna Teferi bounce Chalice. And Chalice on 2. Or I could Chalice on 1. I should probably Chalice on 2. Alright, we got that. Top deck the channel for the win. Aetherflux is the easiest way on MTGO, but you could do anything with Infinite Blue. You can kill with a variety of ways. Living End, Living End. Carry me Teferi. Think they have Force Negation? Think I can play around Force Negation? The answer is no. I can't. I have to jam this Teferi next turn no matter what. They have Force Negation or Grieve. Say la vie. As I start flapping my big mouth, I top deck another option that I could do instead of play Teferi, which is actually just Eladamri's Call and go pick up an Endurance to hold up mana for the rest of the time. Doesn't just lose to Force Negation, because I could do it on their turn. Their upkeep, to be specific. I don't know. I think I'm going to upkeep Eladamri's Call and go get an Endurance. I can just sit on the Endurance for a while and then play Teferi. This is bad if they have a Grief, though. But if they have a Grief, I can just, like, evoke in response. I choose you, Endurance. I can untap in Teferi. Also untap in Nissa and Teferi, if they let me. Then I'm losing my green card. I don't think I want to lose my green card. Hey, Melee, how you doing? Yeah, I don't want to lose my green card. Get a Breeding Pool here. Oh, no, I'm not going to lose my green card. Now I think I'm happy to do this into Teferi. Draw me another Elemental. I have Force here. Yeah, Force is going to get me no matter what. They don't have red mana, which means no Violent Outburst quite yet. I think I'm just going to play Land Fury. Again, don't really want to lose my green card for Endurance. I do want to clock them, though, so I'm going to go Land Fury here. If I end up tapping out for Omnath, and I don't draw a green card off of Omnath, and I have no Endurance up, Omnath could draw anything, even a green card. Think about it. Think about it. I also have to decide at what point do I feel like it's worth it to evoke this Endurance. Because if they draw Grief plus Red Source Violent Outburst, they can Grief me. Then I have to pitch Endurance, and then they can Violent Outburst. So I need to choose carefully when I want to spend this Endurance. I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer, but that could be a very real way to die here. Said if they have Red Source plus Violent Outburst plus Grief, they can kill me. That's what I said, right? Unless I'm going crazy. Put some to 4. Nothing in particular I want to call for. I don't have another Endurance, I just have the one copy. If I had another copy, then we'd be home free. But I think having just this one copy makes it a whole lot more interesting. Upkeep Endurance. I think they're going to be forced to cast Shardless Agent no matter what. And if they're forced to cast Shardless Agent, I Endurance. No, because they're not shuffling our own graveyard, right? We're shuffling their graveyard. So it's not like we're going to get Endurance back in our deck. If this was Mill, I would want to shuffle my own graveyard. But I'm shuffling their graveyard, not mine. I think I just pass. I don't think I want to commit more to the board because I'm fairly certain they have to cast Shardless Agent here. They have no red mana. They're running low on time because it's their last turn alive. Shock. Shardless. So I'm going to Endurance. In response, they're going to cycle a couple things. So when they go to cycle, no, they're not dead. Because I Endurance, they cycle. Then they have things. So they're not dead. I don't think they have Subtlety. But if they do have Subtlety, I could tutor it back out with Eladamri's Call and hardcast it. I gave up. I don't have a second endurance. Now I'm about to have second endurance. And flusters. Bolt out. Pending out. And probably Leyline Binding. Could take the Giant Killer over second Leyline Binding. Not a fan of Leyline Binding. I don't think I want Boseiju, Force of Vigor, EE. No, 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 no. I think I like the 2 binding, maybe. Let's try this. Yeah, if they subtlety, then I get to put the endurance back in my deck, and then I could just call for the endurance and then hard cast it, because I have no other green spell in hand. So that was subtlety insurance too. I think passing with the call was a good call. Unironically a good call. Binding greater than Norn. I like Norn because it shuts off, what's it called? The thing that pops enchantments. Foundation Breaker. It shuts off Foundation Breaker, so if I can stick a Chalice on 0 and they don't have Force of Vigor or something in the like that's a spell, and they're relying on Foundation Breaker, then I can just shut off Foundation Breaker completely. On turn a billion, sure. My entire job is to make this game go long. Double Chalice on 0. Keep his hand, put back Solitude. I have not played Zelda. I want to. It's on my bucket list of things to do. Chrono Trigger. They cast both Chalices for 0. What could go wrong? Surely nothing. Chat not even realizing that one gets countered by the other. Damn, next level. This is why I watch you. I'm here to learn. This is why I play paper. Best comment I've seen yet. I think I want this Wrenn and Six. I'm gonna put it on top because it's a green card for endurance. Yeah, this is like so unbeatable for Living End. I almost feel bad, but I don't because they're playing Living End. I have some merch right now, but I want to get new merch. I'm gonna get a breeding pool here. Go opponent. It appears I made the good call with the Foundation Breaker and leaving an Elesh Norn. Ye old Shardless Agent. Damn, that's tough. Jeez, that's tough. You know what's gonna be tough is when I also just like endurance them when they go to attack here. And then bounce my endurance. Damn, that's tough. Oh, it's so sad right now. I came here to beat Living End. I actually just came here to beat Cascade decks in general. The opponent just happened to get caught in the crossfire. Get round 4 by. Oh, more endurance. Excellent. I was afraid I didn't have enough endurance. I'm nasty? No mercy. Super rewarded for that mulligan. Yeah, I was definitely not going to keep 6 lands Omnath in this matchup. Opponent said GG's. GG's. We're going to go to game 3 there. Or maybe this is a bank buster matchup after all. From a couple thought seizes. Bring back in Fatal Push. Actually bring up. Nah, it's non-demon. Yeah, let's bring in another Fatal Push. I guess I could have bounced over the Rona. Yeah, you're right. I'm run. Point. Forgot I get one final bounce at the end of the string. So I could have drawn into it. Getting a tap wouldn't have made any difference. Oh. I'm gonna take my Jace for sure. We need a Tyvar. I don't think we're gonna get that Tyvar. Not for a while anyways. Mayhem Devil. Mayhem Devil's a good one. That was the main reason I brought in more Fatal Pushes. I'm debating losing an Amber here just to Fatal Push this Devil. I don't think I have to do it right this second. I think I can wait a little bit. Another one. Tyvar? Alright, we're gonna wait one more turn. But we're like kind of falling behind here. I know. Things aren't great right now. Dig through time. Here, I'll link you the playlist. It's a shorter playlist. Alright, what can I hit here? I don't think anything. I think we're stone dead. Yep, we died. So much interaction. Hard to beat. Cog concede. It's that time again. That time to cog concede. I think I'm taking Island here. Picking up this land and then playing Teferi. Or they have counterspell up. Might be the 4-color mirror. I don't know if they're playing blue-white or just 4-color. Binding. Our hand sucks against them. I think I'm playing out this Fury. I don't wish I could loot away my whole hand right now. Supreme Verdict that one thing away. I don't want to bounce their bindings back to their hand. Just because their bindings are dead now. Exclamation mark Expo. Their bindings are dead as long as Elesh Noid's on the table anyways. Teferi. Bounce. Teferi bounce. And to replay the bindings on the Planeswalkers. Ending binding. I feel like they should have countered the Teferi. They gave us a lot of cards. Bot's taking a nap. Bot snoozing 1, 2, 3. You may want to tap differently. More Tef. More bounce. Do you blame the bot for napping through this match? Not entirely. The dance continues. They probably have a counterspell now, if I had to guess. Counter? Yep, counter. Far too many Tef bounces. They have another Leyline Binding in hand, so me casting Binding doesn't do that much. Just binding my Binding. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wall of Omens. Interesting. We're in trouble. We need to draw some action. That's not action. Combining their Binding, then bounce your Binding to binding their Teferi, you know. If I go binding on their Binding, they're going to binding in response. Because they have another Binding in hand. I'm going to double bolt this Teferi. Absolutely have to. Ugh. Yep. Needed to draw some action. And I failed. They're just going to run away with this game now. Really sucks. We drew too many dead cards in the matchup. Pending's pretty dead. Bolt's dead. I'm dead. We got Force of Vigors, Boseiju. That's probably it. Got enough time for game 2 and 3. I think I'd probably just F6 through the rest of these turns. Let my opponent use their clock. Just like cast my spell. F6. Whatever happens, happens. They have the Solitude, so they're going to kill us relatively quickly. This should be a good matchup for us, too. Which is, like, slightly disappointing to lose game 1. Gotta be kind of quick with it here. Dress down, sure. Alright, back to F6. Pioneer for the first, like, 5 minutes of this is not going to help me. Certainly not going to help me. I also have, like, a lot of grindy cards left in my deck. So maybe we can just make them use more time. Teferi, wins veto. We're going to adopt the Reed Duke mentality this match and concede when we hit 0 HP. Main deck veto is probably a good call in the creativity meta. Yeah, I have an Elder Spell. It's a 1-up in the sideboard. I'm going to bring it in. Absolutely demolish them. Come on. Elder Spell off the top. At least we're catching up on time quickly. Someone's doing a lot of things and stuff over there. They're playing Elesh Norn. It's actually good information to like get right now. It's very good information to have. Chalice. I know I'm dead. I'm trying to clock them. I spent way too much clock playing Pioneer. So now this is my way of catching up on clock. Alright. Now we're up 30 seconds instead of down by like 5 minutes. Force of Vigor in Bolt pending. You're all pretty bad. I need some answers to Elesh Norn, so I think I'm going to bring in the Giant Killer for that one Elesh Norn. I actually do kind of like Endurance. Take the Boseiju. Maybe 2 Force of Vigor. I want Flusterstorm. I don't think I want Flusterstorm. I think Flusterstorm is a little bit weak. Try like this. I think Flusterstorm is weak against Teferi. Incredibly weak against Teferi. Things are a little bit of a liability, but they also have them. Elesh Norn is 4 power. And Endurance when they go to fetch. Mark, thanks for gifting the sub. I appreciate that. The Dawn, nonetheless. Even if it is to my nemesis. I'm gonna get the Triome here, and then brand it up. And Jeremy. Thanks for gifting a sub to my other nemesis. Appreciate you. Amaranth. I'm just gonna Stomping Ground pass. Hold up Solitude. I'm just gonna start flashing in some Solitudes. How does she have 3 months? Gidra's been gifting her subs as well. I have multiple nemesis. Goon, thanks for gifting the sub to the Dan Dangler. My 3rd nemesis. Dun, 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 dun. Solitude me? Alright, we're gonna win this game via Solitude beatdown. Arguably the best way to win. Or we could lose it all here. One of the two. I did have a Solitude. I'm very surprised. What is that name? Jeremy, thanks for gifting a sub to come here. Why do you guys gotta do this while I'm in the control mirror? Leander, thanks for gifting a sub to Tandy. My other nemesis. I'm gonna go gift a sub to somebody with the most viewers in the hot tub section. So degenerate. I think I need to endurance them. This is like kind of running into Supreme Verdict, but I think they sided them out. I think they sided out Supreme Verdict. I think I'm gonna hold that land too. I'm gonna get verdicted now for my hubris. This is so stupid. You might not like it, but this is what Modern has come to. It has come here. So thanks for giving a sub to Old Dingo. And Goon. Thanks for gifting us up to Asian Bunny. And Zeriak with the gifted sub to Sasha Gray. They do have verdict! Uh-oh, Dingster's in trouble. Ashiok exile my graveyard, that's fine. Removal! Removal! I'll take it. That's 1 mana, whatever. I'm gonna Binding your Wall of Opens, I'm gonna attack you. Yes! Yatta! Okay. Oh, what a sweaty game. I almost lost to that verdict. Endings for walls. Yeah, it was thanks to your guys' gift subs that I made it through that game. Thank you, Sasha Gray. Sad dingo noises. No, no, get away, Leyline Binding. Need Lange? You're not Lange. She was in a Hollywood movie with Elijah Wood once. Yow! Over chat. Jeremy, thanks for gifting a sub to Cock. Boon, thank you for gifting a sub to Boobies R Us. I saw this game for 8 minutes. Seems unlikely. Or maybe. Why is this chat gifting so many subs to alts? Thanks for the level 3 hype train. With your powers combined, surely all the big names will have gifted subs to Dingo. Smell Solitude. They might have verdict. I think if they had a verdict, they wouldn't be thinking this hard. Have a pending for Omnath. Okay. Vomit inducing. 1, 2. Who's this? It's like the extended version. I don't have a lot of time to think about this. I think I'm just gonna Solitude this wall. Just play the land. I'm waiting on Elesh, or I'm waiting on Nissa so I can get fetch. And I can't really call plus play something this turn, so I'm just gonna play tap land and pass. We're even on cards for now. They're gonna pull ahead very quickly. What we need to have happen is be ahead on time. Ashiok. Hey, how good Ashiok is here. Dariak, thank you for gifting a sub to Mia Khalifa, and Chris, thank you for gifting a sub to Morg Pie. I appreciate that. Dude. I guess I'm playing Nissa. So unfortunate. Ashiok stops my Eladamri's call. To hit the Ashiok. Call Elesh Norn. I don't even think that's good enough. I was ready for their own Elesh Norn. How much I was ready for. It's possible I should not have shuffled that Elesh Norn back in their deck. Lander, thanks for gifting a sub to my mom. I'll let her know. She'll be very appreciative. Omnath. I gotta start whittling away this Ashiok. Ashiok's killing me. No, we're not doing a poll about John Wick right now. Not in the control mirror. I already asked chat earlier, and chat was like, John Wick's alright. Was the general consensus I got from chat. There's that Elesh Norn again. Damn, absolutely smited by Jeremy. My one true mod. Oh, so gross. Stop, opponent. No, I'm not gonna binding their binding. I gotta survive. Survive for like 4 minutes. I should have played a land. Gain some life off of Omnath. I'm not surviving. Bingo is not surviving this one. Might as well. Might as well. No way I can win this. Not in this much time. They're unsummoning my Elesh Norn every single turn. Well, this is kind of good, I guess. If I could fetch... I just can't win. Okay. That looks like blue-white controls make the top 8. I have a bad hand. I'll ship it. I think I'd rather keep this hand. I'll put back Basic Island. I think that first hand doesn't do enough. The last scene playing Scam. Luckily, that's a bad deck, so we can beat it. Ain't that right, DT? Up top. Down low. Around the back. I think they're playing Murktide. Somehow, I don't think this is Scam. Unless they're playing Grixis Scam, now they're playing Murktide. Playing Murktide. I'm gonna go ahead and guess they don't have main deck Blood Moon. I also have a Boseiju if they do have main deck Blood Moon. Rhinos. That makes a lot of sense. I don't think we do very well against Rhinos. Could be wrong. I think I was not supposed to play this fetch. I think I was supposed to wait on the fetch. What? 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 What is this? What the fuck? Oh my lord. I'm a broken man now. Yeah, time to end the stream, delete MTGO, go to bed, not wake up for the Pioneer Challenge. Evidently, the other half copies. I've never seen this card before in my entire fucking life. I don't even know what to get now. I'm like so frazzled. Absolutely crumbled my mental. Why play it over Shadow of Doubt? Because they're playing Rhinos. They can't play Shadow of Doubt. I don't even know what to get. I'm gonna get a Nissa. Hopefully I draw a fetch. Get stifled again. Teferi. My brain can't handle this. My opponent's in fucking 2064. They're like, foolish dingo. I've already seen this game play out 4 times before. You can never beat me. You okay? No, I'm not okay. You're asking a man who just got stifled in Modern if he's okay. Of course he's not okay. This is 5 CMC, so yeah, it would work in a no-boss deck. 2 damage, 2 damage. My Nissa. Murktide? Murktide. No, yeah, they forgot their rhinos, but they brought their dragons and their stifles. I can't even cast that. Nice mana base, dingo. Green, white, green, white. Never casting this Omnath. Lanes off the top. Who are you rooting for? Oh, it's Zeriak. Never mind. I know who you're rooting for. Are you gonna stifle me again? This dude's playing 4 stifles. Holy shit. That's crazy. I'm death. Why? I mentally exploded. I guess I just binding this, and if they have force negation, they're gonna force me. Whatever. And they had two forces. Force pitch force. Never mind. Did I say this dude's from 2064? I meant 3064. Second Murktide? I can't beat second Murktide. No second. Oh, dude's not even playing Rhinos. He's just playing Murktide. Oh my god. I fucking lose, I guess. I need to draw a binding. Or Solitude. You're not good enough. You're such a disappointment. I feel so defeated right now between them having the double stifle and my last opponent having the main deck Elesh Norn and the Ashiok is kind of unreal right now. People really brought cards for the grindy matchup. Got some fetches because of stifle. I guess I do want this giant killer. I'm cutting the Eladamri's calls anyways. I'm also gonna cut that endurance. Yep, that's the last time I crack a fetch. I'm retiring. Can't get stifled if I have no fetches. You say yuck, I say keep. They suspended a Footfalls. And they suspended another Footfalls. What if they don't actually play any Cascade spells, and they're just playing Footfalls just because? The deck's really not going to give me any fetches. They're like, you know what, Dingo, this is the last time you get a fetch land? Yeah, maybe the Stifles take the Shardless Agent slot. I'm waiting until I get a fetch land, which is not going to happen, evidently. What? I'm getting memed! What is this? They're gonna take my Elesh Norn! My Elesh Norn! They have a footfalls on suspend. But if they have force negation for my giant killer, I lose. I literally lose. Hold up. Alright, Chalice for 0 first. This is the force negation bait. Okay, they have force negation there. So now we can chop it down. I didn't have white mana. I played this tapped. Okay, no force. So far. Might as well cast this. Into the Chalice. Gonna stifle the Chalice trigger? Oh, you're right. They can. Bro, totally can. Saving the stifle for Wrenn and Six ult? They're attacking the Wrenn and Six. I need a fetch land. Deck, please. I'm sorry you got stifled. I know it sucks. You're heartbroken. You're in shambles. You hate me now, but I swear we'll make it through this match. You just gotta give me a fetch. Mystical Dispute. Oh, see, it accepted my apology. Thank you, 4-color deck. I promise, you and I together will never get stifled again. Except for this time right now, we're gonna get stifled. But after this, I promise you, we won't get stifled anymore. Oh, we did it. We didn't get stifled. It's like, you know what, Dingo? Here's another Nissa. Here's another Nissa. Screw you. I'm not even gonna pending this. I'm just gonna pass. I'm taking out my Elesh Norn. Ain't no way I can have Elesh Norn in my deck after that. I was just so lucky to be able to have the answer in my hand. Alright. I see. I brought it in for the Murktide. Had it when I needed it the most, evidently. I'm not gonna spend the binding quite yet. I can go Nissa, fetch land, Teferi, binding. Maybe pending also, who knows? Solitude. I think I'd rather just Solitude. Yeah. Yeah, I think I Solitude the Fury. I think I just get it out of there. And then I'll pick up my fetch. Back their hand's double Murktide. I don't know what their hand is. I didn't need to shock. I definitely didn't need to shock. But I also didn't know I was drawing the Solitude. So I think shocking may have been okay. I feel like Chalice might be doing work. I'm not 100% sure. I'm killing this Blood Moon. I'm not letting it live. I want to keep my Nissa fetchland engine going. Okay, get out of my deck, Elesh Norn. You don't belong here. I'm sorry, but I can't have you in here if they're gonna have inevitable betrayal for some ungodly reason. Alright, let's try it. Now they signed the rhinos back in. And they're like, wouldn't it be nice if you had an Elesh Norn, Dingo, to go tutor with your Eladamri's call? I don't know, part of me thinks they're going to leave it in because Elesh would be just absolutely devastating. They got it again, and I didn't have the giant killer. No chalices, no nothing, slow hand. I'm actually leaning toward mulliganing this hand. Neep doesn't do anything. No Teferi, no Chalice, no Wrenn and Six. It's kind of like the same hand, but with a Wrenn and Six. And it's not amazing. That was a good draw. Fetch before you get stifled. Oh, I'm going to be prepared this time. I'm not going to let them ice me. I'm not going to let them stifle me. Not today, opponent. Not today. They scarred me. Now, if they Blood Moon me here, now I'm fucking in trouble. It's just not good if they Blood Moon me. If they Blood Moon me, I'm in so much trouble. I don't even want to think about that. They revealed a Krosan Grip, a bunch of mystical disputes. Evidently a Krosan Grip. Okay, if they Blood Moon me, I lose the game. If they don't Blood Moon me, I probably win this game. Comes down to this. Didn't Blood Moon me. Hallelujah. They stifle the fetch? Maybe. Time will tell. Fury. Or Damage to Wrenn and Six. I accept. Now the question is, do I really want to Leyline Binding this Fury, knowing they have Krosan Grip and friends? I think it's probably okay to do it. Can't lose has been called. That never called can't lose. When you call can't lose, you lose instantly. Split second, by the way. Eladamri's call. I would like this Omnath. Their hand either sucks or is god tier, and there's no in between. About a split second this Corrosive Grip. Force of Vigor. They didn't cast Force of Vigor either. I think Omnath's probably a little bit better. Just draws me a card immediately. Oh, we're flooding out a little bit here. So they didn't cast this, they pitched it, which is really interesting to me. Well, now I fetch, and then in response they kill it, right? Shock in the Temple Garden, I guess. Oh shit. Betrayal or what? Footfalls. I don't think I can go to 3. I don't think I can go to 3. I think I need to not flood out here. I gotta draw some action. Fuck. Who said can't lose? Gotta get banned? Ban me now. So sad. It's flooded out. Copium. Copium? Opium? Copium? It's over. I need to hit a Fury or Solitude. Oh, Giant Killer. Copium? It's fucking insane. Go to 2. Alternatively, it's like go to 4, but that seems really bad. I think I need this Nissa. Dead to Fire. Shit. I'm going to 1. Oh my fucking god. Boon's not getting a ban yet. I think I just double block. See if they have anything. Double block? Do I flash in Solitude? I think I need to flash in Solitude. I'm never beating Fire Ice. It lets me go Nissa fetch land and then draw another elemental. So I can't be Fire Ice. I don't think ever. I think I have to. Chat. I'll run back these tunes. It was my lucky playlist. Stifle in hand. Connect, you beautiful soul. Connect, you beautiful soul. Oh, I'm sorry about that ad. It's automatically run. I can't do much about it, but I would have delayed it if I saw it. I think I'm bouncing back Solitude. I think I'm attacking with Solitude, playing Nissa, playing a fetch land, fetching, and then probably picking up Solitude. Whenever I have like a second Odawara here, second Odawara would be crazy. Connect. Connected. The world is now our oyster. Honestly, just so I don't die to any fucking whatever, I'm just gonna Solitude my Nissa. So I don't die to anything. Giant Killer can tap down a Murktide if they draw Murktide. Lobster, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Gigantha, thank you so much, Lobster. That's great. How do I report robbery on Twitch? You opened 2 Nissas in the same pack the other day? Value Town? What plays Gigantha Zagoth Triome? Hello? What in the sauce is this? Ah, Omni Unit, thank you for the prime as well. It's gotta be Zoo, right? I think it's Zoo. I think the domain matchup is good for us. Famous last words. It is Zoo. It was named Zoo because it used to play a bunch of like wild animal creatures like Nakatl and Tarmogoyf, and that's how it got the name Zoo. But now it just plays whatever the fuck. It's still pretty zoo-like. Like, it plays a Kavu, it plays an Elk. I can ping this and... Yeah, I don't really want to Fury it. Thinking about Boseijuing them. Is that a terrible idea? Just like Boseiju this, and then it shrinks this. Pick Boseiju back up. Is that a bad idea? I think they only play a couple of Triomes, right? I'm gonna Boseiju them. I don't think things can go too poorly for me if I'm just out here Boseijuing them. Question is, what do I want to Boseiju now? I think the Sacred Foundry. I should have gotten the pool, because now they can get Mardu Triome. This was a mistake. I should have hit the pool. Yeah, the pool was the smart thing. I fucked up. So now they can get Mardu Triome. Yeah, this did nothing. Just cycled 2 things out of their deck. So I'm still taking the hit for 5. Whoops. I guess on the bright side... that was such a mistake. Such a mistake. That was really bad. Going after me. Yeah, I probably need to go like Omnath. That was so bad. Wild Nakatl. Also, ooh. What removal do they have for Elesh Norn? None? They have bindings, right? I want to say I just play Elesh Norn, but I have to shock myself. Binding gets shut off. So, do they have any removal? Post-combat Tribal Flames? If they're spending a Tribal Flames on Elesh Norn, I'm super happy. Sometimes they run Teferi. They run Teferi. They still block and survive. I think I just play Elesh Norn. I'm gonna have to shock, though. Yeah, they've been missing land drops for the past couple of turns. I don't think they run Terminate. Even if Norn eats like a Tribal Flames, I think I'm still okay with that. Just want me to turn into a Bonza deck. They hit 3rd land. We'll see if they have Teferi in the main deck. But also like Bolt Heat, maybe? Or Bolt Tribal Flames. That'd be pretty good for them too. Locus command. Block the 6 and risk a bolt. Block the 3, don't risk a bolt. Weird spot. Very weird spot. I think I blocked the 6 here. Trade if they have a bolt. They did have the bolt. Ending Boseiju. I was thinking more like Fury pass and then hold up Solitude. I mean, if Fury eats a bolt, I'm so happy about that. Alright, we can try the Boseiju line. I'm not sure it's going to work out super great. I think we need to emblem quite yet. Alright, we cut him off of red mana for now. Still have black mana. Binding the Wrenn. Yep. Place another Nakatl. Well, I can get him red mana. I think I'm gonna Solitude this because I definitely want to start attacking with Solitude. Go to draw an Omnath here. Damn, all of chat would have drawn Omnath here. Yeah, how are you so good? They might have a Blood Crypt or a Steam Vent still. I think they would have fetched it though. I feel like they would have fetched it, but maybe not. That's interesting. Giganta is red mana. I think I'm gonna save this Teferi. I'm not gonna Boseiju them anymore. I'm gonna wait a little bit until I can go like Wrenn and Six, Like Teferi bounce, Leyline Binding, Wrenn and Six pick up Boseiju, then Boseiju Leyline Binding when it comes back down. I think I'm gonna wait. Automod got you. we have inevitability, chat. We don't need to do anything. Okay. Alright. Horses. Giant Killer. Boseiju, number 2. I don't even know if Boseiju's that good. Man, it's fine. Endurance out. Hey, like, I messed up pretty badly with that Boseiju early on, but looks like it didn't matter. But yeah, I definitely made a mistake there. I do want the Force of Vigors, right? Trim a Pending, maybe? Pending is not that good against them. How many red sources do they have? They have Sacred Foundry, the Mardu Triome. They didn't have a Steam Vents. They didn't have a Blood Crypt. They had a Stomping Ground. At 3? Ending kills Kavu, but Ending's not good against most of the rest of their deck, right? Did they have a Steam Vents? I killed the Steam Vents. Okay, they had Steam Vents also. So 4? They had no Blood Crypt. They had Overgrown Tomb over Blood Crypt. Would I rather have a Pending over a Lightning Bolt? Or Pending over a Nissa? Pending doesn't deal with Scion. It doesn't deal with, which is why we have Force of Vigors instead. I think we could trim a Nissa here. Run it like this. Let's try it like this. I think they still play Raugrin. They might not be playing Brawler. They might be playing Tarmogoyf instead. Marky Mark, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Mr. DZ, thank you for the follow as well. Pitch to Brawler. Then they are playing Brawler. They might be playing like Goyf and Brawler. Some combination. I'm tired too, don't worry. Better win game 2. I'll try. His hand sucks against a Ragavan. His hand does not suck against a Wild Nacatl. I don't have to worry about getting Blood Mooned. I think the sequence is going to be Raugrin Triome into the other Triome. They have Binding for whatever 2-drop they play here. I think I'm going to Binding it main phase. And the reason I'm going to Binding it main phase is because I want to play around Stubborn Denial. Yeah, I'm Binding that main phase. 1 Triome. 2nd Triome. Pending. Pending. Yeah, maybe I Pending instead. A Binding for Draco. Dash in the Ragster. I'm taking 5. Should do that. Overgrown Tomb. Scion of Draco. Brawler. Fury, Pitch Fury, kill the Brawler. Binding the Ragavan. That sound about right? I think that's my best shot of surviving. And it does sound tough but needed. I agree. Binding the Ragster. We're gonna go to 6, so we're not dead to Tribal Flames quite yet. They have their own Binding. That's not good for me. Opponents had a lower life total than me from all the fetching and shocking. It's kind of wild. Kind of did what they got going on here. Dead to Tribal Flames. I can't beat Tribal Flames. So I can bounce this thing. Take 2, survive. If I bounce Binding that, same thing kind of happens. The White Wall of Omens do the 7-0. I like Bolt better, but you could play Fire Eyes if you wanted. I think I just play this and pass. I'm gonna go to 3 here. I'm dead to Bolt no matter what. I think if I want Binding their Binding. Binding their Binding, I get back their Binding. And then I have more options later. And I'm not gonna do it. It's kind of risky if they have another binding at that point. I could like do some post-combat shenanigans. But I was thinking about it because I have Elesh Norn, Kavu, Nakatl, Shimata, Solitude, Dobbins. Yeah, this is game 3. Here's my 2-week notice. I think I'm pretty happy with this configuration. We just need to be on the play, I think. Beat this guy, I'll try. I think we're much better on the play. Winter mod shield mode. Quite the predicament. I wonder if I'm supposed to cut Nissa's. I think I might want these Eladamri's calls just to find Omnath faster. This is not amazing, this matchup. But she encourages me to like be fetching actively and shocking and trying to find elementals. I think Eladamri's call might be better. I'll leave in one Nissa. But I think the E call straight up for the Omnath might be better. Zeriak, thanks for giving a sub to Adriana Chekic. Never heard of her. And Mia Malkova as well. Thank you, Zeriak. Thank you for the follow. Wrenn and Six. Dubbed. Honestly, could have been worse. It would have been way worse. I have an excess amount of lands in my hand anyways. Tuning into some chill magic gaming. More Teferi. What's up, Rizza? Bull into another Kavu. I'm gonna bounce it again, doing the old Jace the Mind Sculptor impression. Back to the hand. You don't belong here. Get out of here. I call for Nissa. Not sure yet. Might draw a Fury. Fury, you beautiful, beautiful elemental incarnation. I love you. Best. Yeah, I got you. I got you with the playlist. We had to run back this playlist because it's my lucky playlist. At least that's what I'm gonna call it. Buys Giganta. Can I win a generic game of Magic without Fury? God, no. This card carries me. It's my lucky playlist. Okay. Go, go, giant killer. Yeah, what's the point of trying to win without Fury? Job. Alright, Ragavan, have mercy on my soul. Boseiju. Thank you, Ragavan. You are a merciful monk. We top 8'd. Alright, the rematch of me versus Nammer Squats. It's got multiple Wrenn and Six in it. Gonna get me an Abzan Triome, I think. Abzan Triome, Shotgun, Stomping Ground have all 5 colors. Better Wrenn and Six pick up a land. Get Spell Pierced. Be okay with it. Up against Nammer Squads. playing Breach. Ledger Shredder. Okay. Just have to survive these early turns. Not always the easiest thing to do. I think I like playing out second Wrenn over Eladamri's Call here. Knife time. Ending. Ending into the Connive. Leyline Binding would be an amazing draw. Pitch the Raugrin Triome out of the deck. Fury. I want to say we pass with Eladamri's Call up. And paper I could Eladamri's Call for binding. I guess I could do it main phase, but it kind of tips my head on what I'm doing. I think I'm just going to pass. If they have a Spell Pierce for it and they Spell Pierce me, that's okay. Interesting. Because Fury's worth 8 damage with this Elesh Norn. It'd be crazy to, like, just E-Call for a red card. I just E-Call for Omnath, right? It gives me the most options. Interesting. It's a hand of elementals. But which one is the right one to play here? What do you think, chat? I was leaning more toward, like, Mom Solitude. No Shredder can connive. The Omnath to Solitude. Yeah, I was kind of down for that play too. Kills both of their creatures. Norn to Fury doesn't seem as good. Yeah, I think I'm down for Mom to Solitude. I think I like that one quite a bit. I just need to make sure I don't die, right? Not dying seems pretty important. If they find a Murktide, they're not playing Murktide, they're playing Breach. If they find a Breach, the Breach isn't even that good. Just draws them some cards. Playing Giganta. They can't have Murktide in their deck. Surveil, bin the Flooded Strand. Alright, now we're just gonna hope the top deck into some gasoline. Omnath would be solid. A lot of things here would be like insanely strong. Endurance. Breach. Well, this Breach is pretty good now. Nah, I don't want to play Mom last turn because I don't want to get hit by these DRCs. Leave them with a DRC in case they top deck a Breach because then their Breach goes crazy. Eye rolling with Omnath is so risky, I think, but maybe it was the correct line. It's like they're gonna opt to draw 3 cards here. I kind of dig pending Ledger Shredder and then playing Elesh Norn. Maybe I'm supposed to pending the DRC instead, but I think Ledger Shredder is the bigger threat of the two. I could be wrong. DRC might be better. On the brought back variant. 3 Nissa, 1 Reef. Not sure I'm a fan of the card brought back, but I've also really never played with it. 5 card types. 1, 2. Not 1, 2. The value. It's insane. Another iteration. I already played land, so it's kind of losing value. Losing a little bit of value. That's pretty good. Oh, they didn't play land yet. I mistook what turn they were on. I thought they already played land. It's a pretty great draw. Next great draw, Omnath. I also have to dodge a breach from them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Dingo when I go to bed, dingo when I wake up, dingo all the time. What's up, madman? Fuck you, breach. We weren't drawing anything good for a while. Need these endurances. I don't even know what's bad in this matchup. I always take the lightning bolts out if I'm bringing in Chalice for one. Elesh Norn kind of sucks. I think this is 3 Nisses is the right number. It's felt good so far. I think Teferis are pretty good. Solitudes are good. Fury's good. Binding, Pending's fine. Maybe just trim a Nissa. Kind of want the second Boseiju also. Let's trim an Eladamri's Call on the Nissa and bring in the extra Boseiju. Good night, Skip. Thanks for hanging. It's probably fine. Hit my third land drop, it's gonna be a good hand. If I can't hit my third land drop, then we're in trouble. I also need to be cognizant of Blood Moon, because the last time I played against them, I saw Blood Moon. So we're gonna have to do this weird balancing act of how much we want to play around Blood Moon. I'm not gonna fetch here. I could go Island Plains, play around Blood Moon, into Teferi maybe. Ledger Shredder. Shredder Bobble. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Island Plains. Even though they're not representing Blood Moon with the way they've like fetched here, I think I'm still gonna play around it because they definitely showed it to us last time I played them. 2 copies were in their deck. I definitely should have fetched after the bobble happened, but I didn't have a stop for it. That was good too. They really only need 1 island. Thank you, Dingo from the past, for being at least a little bit insightful. I hope they tap out. They probably won't tap out, but man, I hope they do. I'm probably gonna fetch for green anyways. The end step here. I don't think I need to do it later. But you're right, I could do it later. So this Teferi effect lasts until end of turn, even if Teferi dies. So I think I'm just going to let Teferi die and untap. Because it really doesn't make that much of a difference. I don't think they're going to have a red counterspell. Bye, Teferi. See you later, buddy. Question. To fetch or not to fetch? I think I don't fetch. Now I fetch. Solitaire, thank you for the raid. Hope your stream was well. Swell. So they have Unholy Heat mana, which makes me kind of want to just Fury this. And not cast Omnath beforehand. I think I'm just going to Fury it. Get a Sacred Foundry Fury. Not have to deal with them conniving. I also could have Dispute. Could have a lot of things I don't really want to deal with. They did have the heat, so we made a good read. Smashing a Ragster. I don't think I'm going to Solitude this. I think I'm just going to let it hit me. Alright, let's start on Omnath here. I didn't have another Unholy Heat. I think I want a Chalice on 2. Is that reasonable? I think that's pretty reasonable. A Chalice on 2, and it shuts off Breach, which is the card I'm the most scared of, but they could have Teferi. Maybe I was supposed to play around Spell Pierce and shock something in. Looks like the Chalice is going to resolve. Bobble. Bobble me. I guess I should on F6 because there's a good chance I want to also have Ending. They could have Ending too. They do have Ending. You have Ending, Ragavan, Unknown in hand. Ragavan Unknown is what they're left with. They really use an Endurance here. Endurance would be like such a sweet top deck. They did have a Breach. So they're probably going to heat Omnath and Bobble a bunch. At least they don't have a DRC in the graveyard. I'm going to cast Consider and then Bobble. Moldifies, damn. Sorry to hear that, Goon. I think I might be taking an L as well. But we'll see. I don't know how people put down this Fair Breach deck. This Fair Breach deck's crazy. And it's very good. 1, 2, 3 cards off of Bobbles in total. So that Breach killed my Omnath and drew them 4 cards. I think Breach is better than Murktide personally. But I've been saying that for a while. You're either on one end of the spectrum or the other. Alright. We're so screwed. So very screwed. I back up to 5 cards in hand. They're about to dash Ragavan on me. I'm gonna take the Ragavan hit. I don't want to Solitude it. I feel like I need the cards in this matchup. Oh, my Teferi. Broski. Not cool. Not cool at all. I get for taking the Ragavan hit. I'm probably gonna have to Fury that Teferi now. My own Teferi. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna be so tired. Me both. Teferi. And just bounce it back to you. I pay for this. Did I pay for it? Because if I pay for it, I'm gonna get hit by a dashing Ragavan again. Oh! If I pay for it, chat? What do you think? If I pay for it, what can I draw into? Not that much. That would be helpful. If I swing at it, maybe. Mayhaps. Ooh, Binding. I'm not gonna bind in my own Teferi. Yeah, anyways. It's gonna be some 2 ships passing in the night style magic right now. Yeah, Ragavan Cannonball being shot at me over and over. Put a card on top. They dash Ragavan. They're attacking me. Pretends to be surprised. What? Me? Chalice? No, don't. Chalice would have been such a good draw. I need Endurance. I think Endurance would be my best draw. Endurance would be pretty clutch. Buys Gigantha, passes the turn. Omnath. Omnath was kind. Omnath says, here's fetch land, Digo. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Teferi plus Leyline Binding means I can take out the Breach fairly easily. I do indeed have a Breach. DRC. Bolts. Fury. Plays Gigantha. Endurance. That's what I wanted to see. Solitude the Gigantha. Swing Omnath. Pass the turn. Can't lose from here. Go. Yeah, probably can't lose from here. I'd ironically can't lose from here. This is game 2. It's like got blown out on blocks. That seems good to me. We're just 3 for 1 somebody. Now we have Eladamri's call for another endurance. Alright, they gave up. Maybe I want more calls. Seems like calling for endurance is how I win this matchup. I think Chalice is good enough. It's like a must-answer threat, right? And they have Pending, and they have Teferi. The 3 cards I'm like most scared of if I have a Chalice out are like Teferi. This hand's good. I'm keeping it for sure. I'm scared of Blood Moon with this hand. If I can avoid Blood Moon, I think we're sitting pretty. Ending that. Paying for Teferi made that win happen, true. Alright, no Blood Moon, 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 no Blood Moon. Please! Ending. It's fine. They binned Ragavan and they're attacking me for 3. 6. I want to say I'm just supposed to binding this DRC. It might not fetch. I'm gonna do it on their upkeep or if they fetch. The white wall of them is lost. How can I go on with my day now? No, 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 no. Okay. Thought they were fucking about to Blood Moon me. Fetch. Fetch land. Fetch land. Fetch land. I need to fetch basics before they boon me. Fetch. Shit, dude. Need a fetch. Don't moon me. Oh. Ah, perfect. Right on time. Why couldn't these draw steps be reversed? You're so close to being remotely playable. The deck's actually trolling the shit out of me right now. Like, look at these 2 answers to Blood Moon on top after this Wrenn and Six. And the worst part was, Respect the Cat was here to witness that. So now he's gonna make fun of me for the rest of the time. Well, it was a good run. Holy shit. I don't even know what to do. Yeah, we have basic planes. I think I just have to, like, Boseiju this, binding the bird, and pray. Hold endurance. Ragavan's gonna hit me. Get shot by Ragavan. Then we need to draw land. I can go Omnath into... I mean, the Shredder is the bigger threat of the 2, so... Docks. Not like it's getting any better for me. Chat. Been a long day. With you, my chat. And that ends our modern run. But hey, we had a good run. We won a lot of games we had no business winning. And overall, it was a good time. This is not the deck. Where's the deck? 4-color Nissa. That's somewhere.
Have you
Bing
peeked?
bong, bing bong, bing bing bong.
Have you peeked?
You're a third-rate duelist.
I can't take it anymore.